Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar. We're for the UK, the arpege and icon runs. Have a look at the temperature over the next few days, as we are going to see some exceptional heat through Monday with a ridiculously hot air mass moving in. Now today we have seen kind of the last day of non-oppressive heat. Through Sunday temperatures won't be ridiculous, but we will start to see those temperatures really ramp up. High 20s, maybe a localized 30 degrees is possible, and then as we head into Monday, that's where temperatures could be very high across much of England. Temperatures widely above 30 degrees, and does look like the widespread top temperature will be around the 34 degree mark. And as I always do say, generally when you look at the models, you all can always add on a degree or two when you're looking at these top summer temperatures, just because locally we can see those temperatures climb a little bit higher, both due to microclimate conditions, due to sort of the urban heat island effect we can see in London, and things like that. So I do suspect we'll see widely 33, 34, and as I said, could peak at 35 or even 36. Luckily, though, it is going to cool down into Tuesday, but still remain hot in the east, still around 30 degrees. We'll finish the video by having a look at the longer range, look at the ensembles. We won't go through the full model output today, just because we want to concentrate on the next couple of days, but still generally looking like we're going to trend back towards average with plenty of westerly winds, average air, and quite a bit of on and off precipitation as we head into the middle to second half of the month. So if you don't like this heat, good signs for you turning back towards what we expect for the time of year, down towards the low 20s. So do remember, if you enjoy videos, do like and subscribe. And remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link is in the description. Now, if you start on the live radar, you can see there's nothing too much going on at the moment. It's actually pretty dry, pretty sunny for many today, and it has been warm, just nothing too ridiculous. Now, do look at the temperatures, recording this around 9 p.m, still reasonably warm in many areas, still comfortable, be out in a t-shirt and shorts, and it is, as I said, going to start to get a little bit oppressive as we head in tomorrow with that very hot air mass starting to move in. You can see where the hot air is at the moment, it's across Spain, so if you look at these temperatures here, you wouldn't mistake these to be peak afternoon temperatures, with these pinks indicating temperatures into the 30 degree, above the 30 degree mark still at 9 p.m, so pretty ridiculous temperatures here. And this is the air that is heading our way in the next 24 to 36 hours. So do go over to the latest UKV now. We'll start on the precipitation, just have a look at what's happening over the next few days. You can see as we head into Sunday, it's a pretty dry day. A few bits and bobs of rain off the far west coast of Scotland, but nothing too much. Into Monday, ahead of that very hot air, sunny conditions, really quite nice, but behind it, we are going to see westerly winds pushing back in for many by the middle of the week. But for northern areas, we never fully get the extreme heat there. Again, that is expected further northwards, you're further away from the source of heat. But instead, that warmth, that general energy in the atmosphere could really fuel some heavy, thundery rain. And you can see that on the top left of the screen here, with some really dark oranges and reds moving in from the west into Scotland, Northern Ireland. Could be pretty thundery there. Again, it's convective base, so it could be some big changes compared to this. We'll have to continue updating that tomorrow. But yeah, it could be pretty lively there for a time, whereas the areas further southwards are basking in the hot, summery conditions. And you can see that for many during the afternoon with those thunderstorms clearing. It is stunning. Some cloud bubbling up, but really it's just a hot, dry day. The humidity is going to be very high as well, so it is going to be exceptionally oppressive. It is going to feel like a good few degrees higher than what we actually see. As we head into Tuesday, you see westerly winds starting to push back in. To the east of that weather front still could be very hot, high 20s, maybe touching 30 degrees. But behind that weather front, temperatures back into the low 20s, and that is what we see for the rest of the week. And eventually, westerly winds fully push back in, and we start to see more widespread rain for all. Now, if you do put on the upper air temperatures, you can see it is warm over the next 12 hours. Temperatures are rising through Sunday, but the exceptional heat doesn't arrive until Sunday evening. Now, it lasts as we head into Monday afternoon, and it's going to be exceptionally impressive. Look at those upper air temperatures, widely above 20 degrees there across much of eastern and southern England. That is ridiculous. These sort of upper air temperatures, as I said, were kind of a once in a decade kind of thing, but we are seeing this now quite frequently every year or two, coming up from the south. Kind of one comparison I haven't made yet is, if let's just say on the cold spectrum, this is the equivalent of the beast from the east in terms of those raw upper air temperatures. The beast from the east is the coldest upper air temperatures we can get, down towards minus 15 to minus 20 degrees. This is about the hottest air mass that we can see. Now, on comparison, we're not seeing this lasting more than a day, so we're not going to see the exceptional heat that could happen from this, which is sort of high 30s, maybe even threatening 40 degrees. But it is passing through, and it is going to give one day of exceptional heat as it does move through. So that's just kind of a comparison. When we're looking at these charts, talk about the beast from the east coming every 10 years, 10 years or whatever, or something along those lines every 5 to 10 years. This is what this sort of air mass used to be, but we're now seeing it a lot more often. Because it does get swept away through Monday evening, and by Tuesday we're still in hot air for the afternoon in the east, but it's just nowhere near as hot. And then entering into the middle part of the week, we do turn a bit fresher, oscillating between warmer and cooler air masses, but with the westerly wind direction, it is much cooler. One thing I do want to touch on is have a look at the mixed level Cape, because although we're not really thinking many thunderstorms are going to be around because of the lack of instability, the energy is there. So we haven't got the trigger, the trough, the low pressure to start those thunderstorms, but we have got a lot of energy around. With this sort of heat, you can see as we head into Monday, there are some really high levels of Cape getting imported across eastern England. So on the off chance that we do see a shower or storms develop, they could be very energetic. So I did want to touch on that just in case. The very small chance the showers do pop off, they could be very intense. So I did want to just highlight that, because they do, as I said, occur, could be very lively indeed before it does die off. As ever, with these sort of hot, humid air masses, the energy is there, and we are seeing that, just not seeing the trigger. As I also alluded to, the dew points are going to be very high. Look at that, dew points widely high teens, touching 20 degrees. For example, this afternoon it's been around the mid-teens, so a good 5-degree rise in those dew points, alongside the temperatures being about 10 degrees higher. It is going to feel exceptionally oppressive. It's going to feel very muggy, and you can see as we head into next week, you can see it is going to turn a bit fresher with those cooler Atlantic air masses, but kind of oscillating between milder, more humid, warm sectors as well. So if you do now have a look at those raw upper air surface temperatures, you can see 20 to 25 degrees today, maybe peaking around 26 this afternoon. So really quite pleasant, slightly above average, really quite nice. As we head into tomorrow, Sunday, temperatures higher, 25 to around 28 degrees. Wouldn't be surprised to nudge a 29, maybe even a 30 degrees, given the air mass that is moving in. It's slightly faster moving in than anticipated and then modelled, and easily could bump these temperatures up by a degree or two. And then we head into Monday. Look at that, 5 a.m. on Monday, plenty of areas are 20 degrees. By 10 a.m, 28 degrees, maybe even the odd place 30 degrees already by midday, widely 30 to 32, and then the temperatures will peak around the 2 to 4 p.m. point, where temperatures are looking likely to be widely 30 to 34. You can see a good few 33s and 34s there. So in amongst that, wouldn't be surprised to see a 35, maybe the off chance of a 36. But you can see the extreme heat is really concentrated across that eastern portion of England. Still hot further westwards and northwards, still mid-20s, high 20s, maybe touching 30 degrees with extreme heat. Really only eastern England, because that is where that very hot air mass still is. As we head into Tuesday, temperatures still hot in the east, 28 to 30 degrees, but it is cooling from the west. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, all back down towards the mid to low 20s. And by Thursday, look at that, low 20s for also turning much fresher there. If you compare it to the arpège, again, we'll have a look at the surface temperatures here. If we do move through to Sunday afternoon, temperatures widely 25 to 27, maybe touching 28, and even a 29 appearing there. So again, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 29 or 30 degree. As we head into Monday, look at that, temperatures peaking once again around that 2 to 4 p.m. point, widely 30 to 32 here, peaking at 33. So not seeing a 34 here, but 33. So again, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 34, 35. You can see just across the near continent. Look at northern France, 36, 37, even a 39 appearing there. Extreme heat, and it's lucky that we are avoiding that. It's because France is seeing this sort of hot air mass for an extra day or two and are closer to the origin. Therefore, those temperatures are slightly higher. And then you can see into Tuesday, temperatures are much cooler, but still high 20s, potentially in the east. If you finish by looking at the icon run, again, as we have a look at Sunday's temperatures, widely mid to high 20s. And then as we progress into Monday, temperatures, look at that again, widely 32 to 34 degrees, very similar to the UKV. We're thinking a peak around 35 or 36 locally. And then as we just head into Tuesday, still looking at temperatures in and around the high 20s, maybe even a 30 degrees there appearing in the east. So broadly, all three runs are fairly similar, all around that 33, 34 widely, just touching 35 maybe, or even a 36 locally. So very hot, not reaching our all-time temperature record at all, that's in the 40s, but not even reaching our all-time August record, which I do think would be under threat if we saw this heat hang around for another day. So we aren't seeing that, but this air mass definitely could have produced that if we did see it linger a little bit more into Tuesday. But in this case, we're not. And depending on the way you view that, it is fortunate or unfortunate. If you hate the heat, then you're probably glad this is gone in a day. But if you do want to see that very extreme heat, temperature records broken, then if this did hang around for another day, wouldn't have been surprised to see that happen. Now, if you finally finish by looking at the latest ensembles, you can see the extreme heat over the next couple of days, big spike in temperatures, and then it's long term return back towards average with quite a lot of precipitation, and it looks not particularly great, if I'm being completely honest. Temperatures up and down, temperatures are warm at times, cool at times, and precipitation is up and down as well. So I don't think it's going to be washout conditions. Doesn't look like we're going to see any massive heat spikes on the horizon. Again, this spike we're seeing at the moment did come out of nowhere, really. Again, we were seeing pushes of southerly winds, but we did see this consolidate within the model output very quickly last week. And I wouldn't be surprised, as I said again, to see something appear, maybe not this strong, but something appear similar again toward the end of August. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.